In this proof of concept for a Mass Effect movie, Will Hunting plays Johnny Mnemonic, who must deliver his important brain information. He stars alongside the voice of Maggie Simpson and some guy who does all of these movies, but this time he's got a beard on.
You know, we saw Elysium, and guys, I thought we were shaving our fucking heads for this movie. And we are go. So Elysium is the movie we saw. It is directed by Neil Blomkamp, and it stars Matt Damon, Jodie Foster, Charlotte Copley, William Fichtner, and of course other people. And yeah, it's the follow-up to District 9, which was the first Neil Blomkamp movie. And before that, he did some shorts. He did some of the Halo shorts back in the day.
I remember some of those were rad.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Was it the Forward Unto Dawn?
No, he didn't do Forward Unto Dawn.
No.
He did the older ones, like the Halo 3 live-action shorts and stuff like that.
There were ones that made you believe.
Yeah, ones with like needlers and shit.
Yeah.
Epic, awesome fucking short
needlers
films.
and Forward and
No, but I mean in the short film. Anyways.
Alright, whatever.
Okay. But anyways, he did some of the short films. He was going to, him and Peter Jackson was going to produce him doing the Halo movie. That never happened, and I bet now Microsoft really regrets that decision. So, yeah, anyways, it's Elysium, and Josh, what did you think of Elysium? Let's say it as many times as possible.
Elysium. You should even put a little thing there. Elysium. Yeah. So, I really liked it. Like, well, we know that those watching at home, with all of you, may, if you're longtime fans, would know that I really enjoy science fiction movies. I liked Oblivion.
We're
We
geeks.
do.
We're geeks.
Right,
We enjoy
but like
science fiction
I've always.
Yeah, we're huge fucking nerds. We all
We're
like
huge,
sci-fi
we're
movies.
huge fucking nerds. This is like one of my favorite genres, and like when we saw Oblivion earlier this year, which was really, I mean, I liked it, but it was obviously, I didn't like it that much.
We're huge fucking nerds, but we could tear them down when they're necessary.
Oh, I like Oblivion still. It's not as original.
No,
It's
exactly.
very unoriginal.
And it was really nice this year to see a real, actual, original science fiction movie that was kind of heavily inspired by Mass Effect, at least to me. I don't know.
I didn't
like
get much of
the
the
droid
Mass
design.
Effect.
The droid design, the suits. I don't know. I saw a lot of that, but
The droid design, really?
did you not notice the correlation of the androids to like the mechs that you fight? Really? No.
Like, I remember the mechs. They didn't really...
Yeah,
like,
I
don't get me wrong, I played the hell out of
They
Mass
looked a
Effect.
lot like them to me.
I
Outside of the
didn't
fact that
get that
they
either.
Basic
digital.
design.
Yeah, it's a
I
basic
didn't get that.
design.
You
And
mean
you
you
were
looked
talking
at
about Geth.
No,
yeah, you're
yeah.
talking about the Geth.
They actually have regular
I meant the
droids.
actual
Yeah.
the droids.
If it looked like Geth, that'd be one
Well,
thing, but...
maybe those weren't the droids you were looking for,
Alright.
but the ones I saw.
Okay, so anyways, you got a Mass Effect feeling from
I
it.
did.
So.
Just a little bit though, just from like the robot design and the main character seeming like he wasn't a shepherd, but he was like with the suit and everything, and he walked around and he had the shaved head, and he just kind
He
of
wasn't military at all. He
No,
wasn't-
Yeah.
I just that was a little bit of the vibe I got.
He was just an ex-con, pretty much.
Yeah. But other than that, I like the story design, the pacing. I thought was all like really well, and they laid it out. They didn't go from obvious points to obvious point. They did kind of leave a little bit interesting things that happened throughout the movie to Matt Damon and some of the other characters. I thought he was really good in the movie. Matt Damon is a very accomplished actor. I don't think anyone can say that. Otherwise,
No, Matt Damon's great.
I think he's...
Despite the sense of Matt Damon.
Yeah, no, even,
that's
even
not
with the
a-
Matt Damon, because I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
will follow him until
I
he's dead.
know,
Yeah.
and that's really kind of terrible because
It's
unjustified.
Make
Really,
fun of Ben Affleck. Don't make fun of Matt Damon.
Yeah, but Ben Affleck is now an
There
Oscar
are-
winner, and
doesn't
he makes great movies.
What did I
lately,
just tell you
so-
before this? I don't give a shit about the Academy Awards.
Yeah, but he
Oscars.
makes great movies now.
So, hold on.
Yeah.
Outside of the performance of Superman, I really did not enjoy the guy who played Spider and Jodie Foster.
Really?
I thought they were kind of like overacting their roles. to the
Jodie
point-
Foster had an interesting accent. I'll give it that.
She had an interesting accent, but she kind of like she was so like overly dramatic with everything she did it just seemed kind of like, and the guy who played Spider was just like really constantly bouncing around to like usually with Matt Damon in a role. Matt Damon's playing, you know, a very straight, you know, nothing left to live for a guy.
I thought he was gonna screw
It's
over
also different of where they are. I mean, she's up in Elysium and stuff, and everything there is very like stiff and structured.
But even the people that were playing
serious.
off of, like even guy who's in every other television show, whatever his name is, the suit who was on Earth.
Oh, the guy who played
William
Carlisle.
Fichtner?
William Fichtner.
William Fichtner.
Like even he was. Well, I mean, that's the kind of role he plays, and I've seen him doing it too before. Like he was in Dark Knight.
Yep.
Like another like business guy, but he plays that, and he played it to that strength. Where Jodie Foster was kind of like up there with the president too. It just like it seemed like she was very overly dramatic. And
he was on Earth though and had time on Earth more. These people, I think, we're supposed to get the feeling of they haven't really been down there. Like they're very separated from.
And outside of that, I just say the performances. I thought a lot of people, like most of the roles outside of Spider and Jodie Foster, played it fairly straight. Where the guy, like both of them, were just kind of over dramatic as opposed to everyone else in the room, or acting like Spider was like hopping around.
I don't like Spider's character.
And his weird act, he's like, and he was like,
when he first popped up, I thought the audio was off with his mouth. You know, like there was like I thought maybe the dub that they did later, maybe like they had to redo his line in that part or whatever, and the mouth didn't seem to sync up. It was kind of weird, but after that, it was fine. All
right,
I didn't have a problem.
Well, it didn't bother you guys, but
Well, he's jumping around like a spider.
Was he really jumping around?
Well, he was really loud, energetic, and just kind of like almost comical to me, at least in a sense.
Well, it just seemed like comical, but yeah.
But it didn't really mesh with the rest of the people and thing that was going on. And Jodie Foster's like her weird accent and her like enunciation of words, and her just like.
Okay, Jodie Foster I somewhat agree with, really.
Yeah, I didn't really like her performance in this movie. That's just me, I guess, and maybe apparently a little bit of kid. But I thought, other than like that, like a really original plot that was done it was very well directed. The musical score was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you saying that because the beginning opened up with dubstep?
You know what? I like that. No, and outside of like
music of the future,
outside of the music that they were playing in the background, I thought the actual score to the movie, because I mean they did have like the Wub Wubs rocking while people were walking around, and I thought that was funny because all I can remember is Claptrap. Like dubstep is the only sound genre that survived the apocalypse. Like that's what I could think of. But no, the actual music score.
That's what I kind of got, was like sort of Borderlands vibe-ish in this movie. Like,
the actual music score that was playing, like in the credit sequences and like during the dramatic parts. I thought that was.
I will say though, a lot
really
of the score was pretty good. But my issue with the score was, once again, we're still kind of getting people trying to do the Inception score to me. Like, it's very much the wah, like.
I don't get that feeling a lot.
I get that a lot, especially from trailers. And I got it during the movie.
I got because it had a similar vibe to Oblivion, which was another.
Which also had a kind of.
I don't think you fully remember the Inception. I don't think you remember the Inception.
I know it's not. It's not as much the Inception score as the Inception commercial. There was that the Mind Thief song. Everyone kind of copies that.
Before Inception, that was like the science fiction music style of those movies.
I think Inception kind of started that.
No,
don't give Inception that much credit.
I think you're.
Hey, I may be wrong.
I think you're just really have a boner for Inception.
You do.
It's true.
And I'm not looking.
But
just saying. I'm gonna look either.
But
it's not visible. It's in your dreams.
Oh wait, those are the pleats.
So,
sorry.
It's in my dream within a dream, so you wouldn't be able to see it.
All right.
So
outside of quoting Giants songs to me. In my dreams, you can look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, outside of the I thought this was almost a damn near perfect movie. Outside of some of the overacting I thought from it, but other than that, I am willing to give it my seal of probably my favorite movie I've seen this year.
Have you seen District 9?
No, never saw it.
Okay, that's where I think some of these. You should really see District 9 then. If you really like this, you should see District 9.
I haven't. One day we just hang out here.
Yeah, but
we don't need to discuss that.
I
just want to ask that question.
I know we haven't reviewed it here yet or not, but
Two Guns we go through.
Okay.
Two Guns was probably taking my summer movie pick of the year.
Okay.
But now that I've seen this one, it snaked it. I thought this was a really enjoyable movie. It didn't even. It was like an hour, almost 2 hours long, but it didn't feel like it. It was another movie that. Like I said, the pacing was good enough that it didn't seem like not like Superman, which was like over 2 hours and felt like it. This movie was appropriate length, kept me interested throughout the entire runtime. Good score, about 98% good acting. And there we go. That's my review. I
Alright.
enjoyed it.
Kit, what was your thoughts on
Well,
Elysium?
Just letting you know beforehand, pretty much I'd still put my money on Two Guns for this year.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I maybe it was because I came with this movie with like high expectations. I thought
I did too.
off the trailer, I thought like fucking guns, guy in like a fucking cyborg suit, exoskeleton.
Neil Blomkamp?
I did
Neil
not.
Blomkamp a bit.
Yeah, I guess I had no expectations.
This
Yeah.
was. I thought this was
That's why
gonna be
I
like,
asked if you saw District 9.
I thought there was gonna be plenty of action, but every time like an action scene was about to happen, it was like, I don't know, it just didn't really work out the way I wanted to. Like when everyone went like, yeah, Matt Damon's gonna kick some ass. Other he went like, oh, I'm getting a headache right now, or some shit like that, and it was just,
dynamic effect.
yeah, it was just
Well, he
like,
was
God
suffering from radiation
damn
poisoning.
it, I know, but
They
still.
had to keep reminding you that he had radiation poisoning and was dying.
I knew he had a radiation poison and dying. That's why they gave him the drugs to like, oh, you should function normally while you have this.
Wow.
And like I was hoping, okay, good, that's what's gonna go on. I was hoping he would just like rip into their backs, rip out their spine and
What
shit
the
like that.
fuck kind of movie?
That's
Yeah,
the kind of
really.
shit I was expecting.
Wow.
You thought he was an evil son of a bitch? in this
No,
movie?
just like fucking badass, like not bad people, not bad people.
You'd only do it to bad people.
You know, just bad people, yeah.
I'm only punching through
Only
people's
if-
spines.
Yeah, they show
Only if
scene-
they're bad.
Only
They
if
show
they
scenes-
deserved it. Only if they deserved
I checked
it.
the
Wait,
criminal
wait, wait.
record first.
They showed he had
Hold
like,
on, hold on.
all sorts of guns.
Whoa.
I was expecting like District 9, only like the end of District 9.
The end of District 9 is
Was
amazing.
badass. And that's why I was hoping this entire movie would be like, he had the exoskeleton on him. That shit would go really fucking tits. Tits are awesome. Go really
No
tits
complaints.
and everything like that. Not to say this is a bad movie. I actually enjoyed this movie, pretty much. It wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed it. I like the whole sci-fi aspect, of course, obviously. Neil Blomkamp, I enjoy his whole gritty sort of
His
feel. Styles, everything like in District 9 everything was really gritty and like dirty, and like the surgery when they put on the exoskeleton. I like that it wasn't in a clean room. That it was just like everything. Like it was like, all right, I got the bone saw, I got the scissors. Let's get this shit together, and that was just awesome. When Charlton Copley actually showed up, I didn't realize who the fuck he was. I saw him in the trailer.
It's the beard.
Might have been the beard a bit, but like the whole feel of him, beyond the maybe it was just the beard, but the whole feel of him was just like really badass. And they called him the Kruger, and I thought the Krogan.
What was his name?
They called him
Kruger.
Kruger. I thought the Krogan when I saw him,
Oh.
and I thought like because he had a sword. I was like,
Here's the thing.
Fucking badass.
I thought he kind of overacted a bit too, but it fit the character.
Yeah, it's kind
yeah.
of. I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. Like he was the only character that I thought was like a little bit too out there for what the rest of the movie was, but I
He
enjoyed
was supposed
it.
to be like a maniac.
Because he was a
I mean,
crazy
he was supposed-
asshole.
Yeah.
it was like,
So
oh
it
yes,
made sense with it.
he's charged with rape
And of course he had the
murder,
sword.
but let's keep him going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
sword.
a sword.
Sword.
I was waiting to
Go.
use sword people. Always gonna have an aim for it.
But
What?
There was some-
you said it wasn't what you were expecting. What do you mean by that?
I was expecting action.
He was,
packed almost.
he was expecting
Okay.
I
spines
was expecting
exploding
a
out
sci-fi
the
guess,
movie,
I guess.
but like
I'm just
fucking
kinda
like
shocked that, like,
explosions, like
Michael
gunfights,
Yeah.
like fucking ripping apart with a biosuit. Like I always thought he was gonna run up on some guy and rip him in two almost.
But you know
Wow.
that District
Because
9
of the
isn't like
battlesuit.
that. District 9 isn't like
I
action all the
know.
time. District 9 is very much
At
like
the end.
drama and in the middle someone has some action.
I was thinking more of the end, like when he got the
mech suit?
spoilers. Yeah, the mech
It's
suit.
in the trailer and all that
Just
stuff.
ripped
It's
people apart though. It was like, don't get like the weapons were
not-
awesome
rip people
though.
apart.
They took like an AK-47 and turned that into like a very interesting weapon. I thought
No,
they had those special like bullets. That like you see what it did to the robot, right?
that wasn't an AK-47.
Those were just
It
explosive
looked like an
rounds, and it wasn't an
AK-47.
It
AK-47.
wasn't though.
No, either way, the gun they had, like it didn't look as high tech as I expected it to.
Well,
But
They
it had
were
special
poor people.
rounds.
What did you expect them to have?
well, they're poor, and also, I mean, when you develop a thing that shoots a metal thing at something else, do you really need to change?
It explodes 5 meters away.
That was the bullets.
Yeah.
The bullets were fancy.
Yeah, bullets are fancy. Not the weapon,
Yeah.
the bullets. Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
Okay, so
Pretty much like I'm glad they didn't take a lot of the cliches I expected to happen. During the movie, like there were some people I figured was gonna betray him, or like some like revelation that was gonna happen, or like something was gonna something in general was gonna happen that was gonna make me think, oh god, this is so cheesy, this is so expected, and I expected it, but it didn't happen.
They avoided a lot of the
thankful
cheesy outs that they could have taken. Like I think a lesser movie under a lesser director or writer would have just taken the like side route just to kind of like
cheesy way to
try to
the
force
audience,
the feels or something like that. I don't know. Like I
they
can
just
see what
kept going and they didn't sidetrack.
Yeah.
I was like, we could do this. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep
had
going
it
forward.
seems like they had a goal in
Yeah.
mind and they went and they wrote that story and they didn't try to cheapen it just to make someone who's like, oh, I want this kind of ending.
Well,
they fucking did what they wanted.
Well, when they started the beginning of the movie, and they said like it's the like late 21st century, like end of the 21st century, so about 80 years. I thought, like, you know what?
Possibly.
I think this would pretty much be our technology by then. We wouldn't expand too horribly, and I kind of like that whole thought. I mean, like a lot of the shows and movies we've seen in the past, like have said that technology would advance that much.
I didn't see any robots with vacuum attachments.
They were in the brothel.
okay.
And they're all,
Well, that's-
they're all
So
named
is there?
Victor.
Is
Well,
there
that's
anything
all.
else,
That's
you
what I
wanna
would
say?
call a small wonder.
I enjoyed it. Wasn't the best movie I saw this summer, but it was worth seeing, I think.
Okay, so I guess that leaves it with me. And kind of before we saw this movie, I had put out there the prediction that this was going to be my favorite movie of the year so far. I'm not sure if it is. It is definitely up there.
Why did you put that out there too? Why did you think?
Just because that's what I thought. From everything that I've seen, Okay, District 9, I'm pretty sure was my favorite movie of whatever year that was, 2009 or whatever year that
pretty
was.
much close to
It
mine.
was my favorite movie of that year. So now you're starting to see why I thought that.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
anyways.
didn't know what your reasoning for.
Okay, yeah, there was that. And
Thinking this movie's gonna be
seeing
good.
all the trailers.
Because the trailers I saw, like the trailers I saw the same trailers you did.
Yeah.
I didn't think this movie was going to be that great.
Really?
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be as great as you thought it was. It looked
Okay.
cool. It looked like something
Okay.
I'd see. And it wasn't until now that I've sat down and
Well, I
watched
think-
it that I can actually say this was probably one of the better movies I've seen this
Yeah,
year.
me and Kit saw District 9, and I think we were really surprised by District 9, like how good it was. I think we wanted to see it, and we're excited to see it, but when we saw it, we couldn't believe how
I
good
didn't
that
want to see
was.
District 9.
We couldn't believe how
'Cause I
good it
didn't think
was
it was
when
gonna
we
be that
saw
good.
it.
Yeah.
So anyways,
I was surprised.
I think that's
Shit.
why our opinions are a little different. But anyways, so I went into this movie with high expectations, and for the most part, I think it met those. I don't know if it's my favorite movie of the year. It's definitely up there with the
Cruise.
upper echelon. No, I meant more like Star Trek and Pacific
that's right,
Rim.
like Star Trek.
Pacific Rim and Way Back, things like that are definitely towards my top. So this is right up there with those. I'll figure this out. It's another later date. But anyways,
Save the day.
this movie's great. You guys were talking earlier about how in a lesser director writer or whatever, these things, it was kind of the way he wanted them. This is definitely how this movie is. The movies that Neil Blomkamp makes are basically his visions. Like it's not compromised by a studio or some suit coming in and telling him, no, you need to have this or do this differently. Somehow he has managed to make movies the way he wants to make them. At least that's the feeling I get from his movies. Okay, so, and this is the reason why he said he wouldn't do a Halo movie if they asked him to do one again, is because he wouldn't want to deal with Microsoft, telling him, oh, you have to do this or you have to change this or put this in there or whatever. He'd want to do what he wants to do, and he'd rather do original stuff. So the fact that he's going to continue to do his own original thing, and Kit's going to hurt himself. But the fact that he's going to do his own original thing from now on, I'm excited for. Can't wait to see what he does next. Whether it be District 10 or whether it be something new. I'm guessing something new.
You know what? Honestly, I think Elysium could be the start of a whole saga.
I think it could go somewhere
said
from here, but
similar
I'm
things
not
about
sold that
District
it
9.
would. Yeah. Because District 9 looks like it could keep going too. And he's talked about District 10, that's why I said if District 10 is his next thing or whatever, I don't know, but we'll see. But anyways, he's definitely has his own style and his own voice when it comes to these movies.
There were a lot of unresolved issues as we.
They're always he likes, but that's because he makes. I think what my next point is that he makes the movies. His movies are very realistic Kit mentioned that they're gritty, things like that. There's always a realism to them.
Gritty.
These are sci-fi movies,
Like a
but
sandy vagina.
but you buy it.
Exactly.
Like you buy everything in his movies. You believe that, hey, this could actually happen. You guys just talked about how, oh, this is the end of the 21st century. I could kind of see this happening or being
That was
there.
mainly me.
You mentioned
Yeah.
that. I didn't.
Yeah, I know, you didn't-
Robot
you didn't.
vaginas.
Yeah, but
Which we
anyways,
already have.
and I think that's why.
Whoa!
Okay, I think
Talk to you
that's.
afterwards.
I think that's why, anyways, is it's the way he makes this stuff. All right. I think Matt Damon was awesome in this movie.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. Matt Damon's fantastic in this movie. I didn't have a problem with Jodie Foster. I thought she was fine. I didn't really see her as a main part of this movie. As weird as that sounds, she's
No.
there, but she's not really in the action. She's not really.
It's weird that she got like second billing because she's
Yeah.
not.
Well, I think it's because she hasn't really done movies in a while. You know, like she's kind of been out of the game.
She's been-
But-
Well, Charlotte
And she's
Well,
a big
she's
name.
been
She's a
in
big
plenty
name.
of women's pants.
Charlotte Copley got
So,
bigger,
anyways,
like,
yes, Charlotte Copley is
part
amazing in
movie
this
than
movie.
she did.
Yeah, I thought all the acting was good, if not great. A lot of it is great. I agree that Jodie Foster's accent is a little off, a little weird. You know, sometimes it would change. It seemed like, but overall, it didn't distract me. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I like this movie seemed like Halo. I'll put it that. You mentioned that it reminded you of Mass Effect. It reminded me of Halo, probably because the 1% live on this giant Halo thing, right? And the inside is all the grasslands and everything. Like, I'm looking at this thing going, this is the Halo.
I get
Okay?
the design of it looked like a Halo. I just meant the whole action hero and
But I
like
also
the buff action hero
also
and
there's
the robots.
Okay, when he has his team of guys who go in on their mission, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's that one black guy and he wears that like helmet thing. Looks like Space Marine helmet from Halo. But I'm just saying, there are stylistically things in this movie that reminded me of Halo.
you mean the guy who was like blindly shooting around the corner?
Yes, that idiot.
Yeah.
But anyways, but his helmet looked like the Space Marine helmet from Halo. But anyways,
Was
I'm
this
just
their
saying I got a Halo
Beyond
vibe
that,
from this.
yeah.
I got a Halo vibe from this, and of course, there's the fact that I know that he was supposed to make a Halo movie. There's always those things in my mind.
But I
can't
guess
stop
to,
that.
to say that, like, because I mean, if you look at Mass Effect, you look at Halo, outside of the fact that they're games, if you look at them at story construction and stuff like that, there's some of the better science fiction plots that have come out
It's
in
true.
the last 10, 15,
And there's some of the
20
better
years.
sci-fi games we've had in the last.
Well, if you take away the games, if you just to put the plot and take the story from them, those are some of the best plots that we've gotten from this genre in
Yeah.
forever. So it's not, to say anything against it, that it reminds us of some of the best science fiction.
Yeah,
genre.
no, these aren't negatives.
Yeah.
When we say this, we mean them.
So
Oh, I
I
don't
just
see that.
to reiterate to anyone who's like, oh, they're comparing it to a video game. Like, well, fuck you. It's
Fuck
the
you,
story.
yeah.
Yeah. This isn't a video game of a movie. This isn't,
Yeah,
Science,
it's,
like,
it's just some
video
of it
games
has
have
elements of some of the better
horrific
plots.
stories.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not going to start
liked.
a games as art movement, but I will say, good story.
I think I enjoyed the fact that we went from Earth to Elysium in terms of things going on without spoiling anything, because I was getting kind of worried. We spent a lot of time on Earth, especially in the beginning of the movie, and I was like, are we ever going to really go up there and have things happen? And I assumed we would, but I didn't know how much of that there would be. I was happy with what we got. I liked the, not crazy, like we didn't have laser guns or anything, but we got future tech.
Ooh.
Kid talked about the bullets that were kind of cool, but there was like the electrical gun thing that would shoot through the walls and
railgun?
stuff. Yes, the
That
railgun
gun
that would
was
shoot through the walls.
so tense.
Chemrail.
There was a lot of
Like
awesome.
when that guy was running away with it, I was waiting right from it. I totally thought he was actually going to escape. And I saw his arm
Yeah.
come off.
And there's a lot of like awesome body explosions
There are-
and
That's
things. in
explained
this movie.
scenes.
Like
It's very graphic.
there are some very graphic.
Not to
scenes.
explain
It's
scenes,
true,
but
it's true.
god damn it, that gun is
Like
awesome.
when that guy got his face
Yeah.
blown off, just like in that movie Face Off.
So, yeah. All right. So, anyways.
Good
I
time that guy
really
was.
like this movie. I hope that more people go to see it because I think I just saw before we did this that it's not expected to do that great this weekend, but expected to do okay.
Yeah, that's a
I-
shame. 'cause
Planes will probably do more, and that's sad.
I think it's August, and that's why I always say that if you have a movie coming out in August, you're really kind of screwed because people are kind of sick of going to the movies by that point because of all
Fuck
the movies.
those people. We've got
I'm
more
just
movies
saying.
they have.
I'm just saying. A lot of people go see movies in the summer. They usually go May, June, July. Once they get to August,
Well,
they
you do
start getting
realize
sick of it.
outside of Wisconsin, summer does last until the end of August. Well,
But the summer
our
movies
summer
are
is
I
over.
know we live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, because they never could guess that.
By
As
all
if
the
they could
times
guess
we
that.
mentioned Wisconsin.
Yes, Kenosha Zone and all that
Sorry,
stuff.
actually, I haven't been paying attention.
We are so obviously from Wisconsin.
I drink a lot, and
I know
forget
Milwaukee
things.
a lot and stuff.
Yeah. We had a picture of Kenosha in an episode. Okay.
I drink
So,
too
anyways,
I drink way too much.
this is a great movie. I recommend that everyone should go see this.
podcast into an intervention right now.
In a little bit. If you really, if you like District 9, definitely go see this. And in fact, I don't know why you're not going to see this if you like District 9. If you didn't see District 9, you should see District 9, but you should also go see this movie. Don't let that, make you think that it's a replacement.
District 9.
They're
would be
different
What if I've
movies.
already seen this movie?
Well, then you should go see District 9.
I'll go see District 9.
They're different movies, but they have the same vision and style and things like that. That if you like that, you'll like this. This is what I like to call smart science fiction, which is the more that's the stuff that I like. All right, these are the things that.
Not things that bring like, oh, this works because we
Yes.
did the blah 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 device.
Yes.
No.
If you look at my favorite movies from the last
Sector Sixes.
my favorite movies from the last 5 years are all smart sci-fi movies, like Looper and Source Code and Inception and all that kind of stuff. So this is another one of
all
those.
that kind of stuff.
Huh?
What's all that kind of stuff? I haven't seen.
Smart science fiction. They're
We'll-
intellectual
we'll
science
get to
fiction
it.
things. They're
We'll-
not just
If
we're
you
in
want,
space, we're blowing
we
things
can have
up.
a movie night over here where we
So
get
it's not
options.
Mission to Mars.
God,
I guess
no.
Moon would be smart
God,
science fiction.
no.
You've seen Moon. I'm trying to think of something
Yeah.
you've seen that's smart
With
science
like
fiction.
freaking that tall ass dude. What's his name? Who's married to
Ice-T?
Sharon Stone or not married to Sharon Stone?
What are you talking about?
Mission to Mars. That was with Ice-T.
God, no. Wait, no.
Or not Ice-T. It
Was that Red Planet?
You thinking of Ghost of Mars?
Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of
With
Mars?
Ice Cube.
Yes,
Ice
with
Cube.
Ice Cube.
Mission to Mars
That
is
John
different.
Carpenter movie,
Good.
right?
Mission to Mars had Gary Sinise, Jerry O'Connell, that dude who's banging Saren Sarandon.
Saren.
Sarah
I don't know.
Sarandon.
Is she like a sister?
Tom. He was in like
Tim
fucking.
Conway?
He was in Nothing to Lose.
We're going off the rails now. I don't
Really
know-
tall guy.
I don't even care what you're
Is it
talking about
Tim
anymore.
Conway though?
No.
I don't care what you're talking about, kid. Okay, you can discuss this after the
Tim-
podcast. So, anyways,
Ted?
now that we've reeled that in,
We're
so
not.
I think what we're all trying
Sure,
to say
go on,
though is
go
this
on.
is a great movie.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the best of the year. Something that everyone should go see. You are not. It's not going to be joyful, funny, fun time. No, but if you want to see some badass
Don't call it
shit,
that.
if you want to see some badass shit, if you want to see some excellent sci-fi, some excellent science fiction, and I've called this the year of science fiction. Right now, this is one of the best. So definitely go
That's
see
because
that.
we've had 3 science fiction movies.
We've had more than that, and we still have Gravity yet, and we still have some other things, and so it's big.
Tim
sci-fi.
Robbins. That's his
Robbins.
name.
Tim Robbins.
Mission to Mars.
So you were trying to say Susan Sarandon?
He bangs since.
Yeah, but when you were saying the name, that's what you were trying to say, because I didn't get that at all.
What I
Oh, you
say?
didn't get that? I knew
No,
what he was talking
I
about.
didn't know what he was talking.
That's what I knew. It was like Tim something. I couldn't remember.
Well, can we
Tim
wrap?
Robbins.
Okay, you're done.
No,
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
wrapping up.
We're
right
all
now.
done.
So everybody liked it, right?
On this bus.
If you want to resist boredom, you can definitely go see this movie, and you should. All right. So
It's very intense. You should.
that's our Elysium review. I'm sure we will go. Thank you, Kit. I'm sure we will see Kick-Ass 2 next week. So look forward to that review coming soon.
Stupid! Alright.
Yeah, it's trying to get Bill Murray again.
Get Bill. Get Bill.
Bill.
What? Turn it this way. Yeah, he's in the frame. Okay.
He's gonna start wanting royalties from this, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Bill Murray will just
He
be
probably,
like-
although that shirt's probably made illegally. Like I'm sure they don't have his permission to use that image of.
He's either gonna, do something about that, or he'll just show up here and want to be on the show.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
He
that.
does weird shit like that, from what
Yeah.
I've been told
Yeah. I'm
by
okay with that.
elite internet sources.
It's true.
That's how I imagine Bill Murray to be. I think he'd be really cool with this. Kind of like that whole, I was at McDonald's, and I took my tray, I ran into Bill Murray, he took one of my chicken nuggets, ate it, and said, "No, lady," and kept on walking.
Yeah.
I've told
No,
you
I've,
that.
I've heard that he
I
just
wanna
kind of
believe
wanders
that.
around New York doing weird shit.
Oh, God.
And then telling people.
That's the only thing that makes me want to go to New York. That, and to find the fucking, firehouse and move in there.
Well, it's in Harlem or something like that.
Isn't there a thing that they want to tear it down and rebuild it, and there's like a petition to keep it
God,
as a
no.
historical landmark or
Yeah.
something like that? Like there's some sort
If
of.
there is, gotta keep it.
I'm thinking about back alley fights and fucking hit with trannies now.
They're not trannies. They're just women who dress up. Sorry, men who dress up in women's clothing.
Oh,
They're not trannies. Trannies give the wait.
you don't even know.
You know, actually, pretty much is a trannies, isn't it? Yeah, never mind.
What's short for someone from Transylvania?
Transylvanian?
Yeah.
It's short for
What's
that
short
though.
for-
It's kind of a long name.
Vanian? I don't think they're gonna go with
They're gonna go with
trans.
trans.
I don't think. You know what? I think. Well, maybe it's different.
Transies.
That sounds worse.
That's a lovely accent, Dracula. Where are you from? Transylvania. Oh, you're a tranny. What? No. Who told you?
Is it the cape? Should I lose the cape? Is it too much? I can get the capelet.
Come on, I need you to dedicate yourself like I do. I'm Asian. You gotta get a mullet. Why are you green while we're black? Ish. Never mind.
We don't fucking.
By the way, who is that?
You motherfucker.
And you live in Wisconsin.
I drink. I like cheese. It's good enough.
Tonight. You.
Was that rape or murder?
This is the king in the north.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the king in the NFC North.
That's what I figured it was.
Who's gonna avoid a red wedding this year? Okay.
But what's special about this shirt, like necessarily?
It's just awesome.
Looks
He's
like-
wearing a belt.
It looks like Code Monkeys.
Code monkeys.
Yeah,
Wow, what an
that's
obscure
right.
reference he's pulled out there.
Alright. Hey, it's
Alright.
on Netflix. I watch it.
And